Happy Tuesday and welcome to the first Quilty Quips week, where 4 designers are going to share their best tips, talk to you about their work, and share some of their stories. I'm Swan with Swan Amity Studios, and this week we're talking about how and why we became quilters. Now, I had gotten started very young with a lot of different fiber. I loved to knit. I spun my own yarn. Yeah, I was that crazy 8-year-old. And I got so excited about doing hand stitching by the time I was in my teens. Now, when it came around that my husband and I were in college, we got really deeply involved in like a medieval combat society. And at the time, it just seemed like ridiculously expensive to go out and buy all your own outfits. So I took those sewing skills I had as a child and turned them into garment sewing. And I ended up making our tunics and our tabards and all of our feast outfits. And that was a lot of fun. How I became a quilter though. So I had command of a sewing machine. I knew how to do hand stitching. I could even make applique. And then this little guy came along. Now, this is my sister Rosa's son, Peyton. And when he was about to be born, I thought, okay, I can sew, and shouldn't every good aunt make a quilt? So, of course, I did. Now that one, I was a little crazy. I had never made a quilt before, and I didn't understand what the rules were. And so I thought, well, I'll just make an octagon quilt because it's just 8 sides. And then you just make 8 of them. So 1 design, 8 panels. You know, maybe not the best way to start, but it worked. And in the long run, I ended up with this fabulous project that I got to give to my sister for her first son to be born. He hung out on this quilt at so many outdoor concerts, got wrapped up in it at night, went to bed with it, drug it around the house, traveled with it. And I gotta tell you, sometimes you make that first quilt and you just can't stand it. You have to make another one. Some of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes that first quilt doesn't feel like a chore. It feels a little like a gateway to an addiction to fabric and stitching for the rest of your life. And that's exactly what happened to me. I started looking around for who was having another baby and could I make quilted aprons? And the next thing I know, I was designing all my own projects. And that's how I got started in quilting. So tomorrow, I hope that you take a moment and check out Kate's story with Kate Colleran Designs. Now, she is going to be talking about her own quilty journey, and don't forget to put your own stories in there. Do you remember what got you excited about making your own first quilt? Tell us that story in the comments. Have a fabulous quilty week with Quilty Quips.